Guy Fieri at Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. We're down to the last minute. America's Hot Dog God Joey Jessup is absolutely crushing his way to his 8th mustard belt. And look out for Eric Badlands Booker. He is absolutely mowing through those hot dogs. And rounding out the top 3 is Tim Janis, otherwise known as Eater X. He is set to make this thing a wild finish. Oh my God, it looks like we have a late contestant. Is that Andre the Giant? Oh my God, far out. Well, late or not, any wiener gobbler is a friend of mine. Let's do this.
More! I'm gonna want more! Wait.
Man, screw this. X out.
That'll do it. Andre set a new world record in just a matter of seconds.
Oh, happy 4th of July! The box score starts right now!
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score!
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles. They, of course, are the Danettes out in Milford, Connecticut. Fellas, you should have got a one-day sponsorship from the post office because you guys were mailing it in left and right. Fritzy, you actually came in dressed as a giant Liberty stamp. Do you think if Betsy Ross was alive today, she would actually jab her knitting needles directly into her eyes?
Yeah, I don't think she would have appreciated this look. I always get concerned if it's disrespectful to wear American flag clothes like I wore the underwear the other day. But you know, hopefully Betsy, you know, may she rest in peace. So give me a break. Let's try to get into the July 4th holiday spirit.
See, would you agree that Cougar of the Week is a bigger staple of the show, maybe more so than Stat of the Day and Against the Grain?
Man, yeah, I don't know about it if I would agree that it's a bigger staple. It might predate those other two things, but I wouldn't say it's bigger.
Same tier.
I don't think so. I mean, it's TV only. The other two happen on radio and TV. That puts it up a notch.
A slam.
Wow, Fritzy, do you agree?
I think that it's at least just as big as Stat of the Day and Against the Grain. The scene does make a good point that you only catch it if you're tuning in. It's a visual thing. But Dan, you know, refers to it before it comes, and we reveal it on the radio.
Which is bigger
often after it's said.
If you had to get rid of one, Cougar of the Week or mock headlines, which one would you want?
I would probably get rid of the Cougar of the Week.
Oh, so that means that mock headlines are bigger than Stat of the Day and Against the Grain.
If you put me on the spot, I would say mock headlines, because that's more of a regular thing, and you can have a lot more creativity with that based on the news of the day. I would give the edge to mock headlines over.
So mock headlines is the most important segment on the show. Is that what you're saying?
No, to me, as far as the elements that I'm directly involved in. For the show, I'm going to say mock headlines because I think we get a lot of participation on social media, whether you like mine or not, or you rip them, or you think they're terrible. There does seem to be some interest. If nothing else, people want to give it a shot and try their own mock headlines. So you know, I see that all the time on Facebook and Twitter. So I'm going to say mock headlines.
Dan doesn't even need to waste his breath with all the radio talk. We could just do 3 hours of mock headlines. It'd be the most
that would be exaggerating a little bit, but I'd say 4 or 5 mock headline segments, you know, could help things move along, especially on those 1 or 2 guest days.
Let's move along right now, because apparently the host of Cougar of the Week was living on Easy Street because of the short week and used that as an excuse to come in Cougarless.
Do you have a Cougar of the Week?
I do not have a Cougar of the Week today, in the spirit of mailing it in.
Wait, we're not working tomorrow.
I know, I always do it on a Friday. Today's not a Friday.
Okay,
it's a
you know what?
Friday
I'm going to put
thing.
this out to one of the Danettes if they would like to have their own Cougar of the Week.
You're going to take it away from me because I didn't have one for today?
You no-show, dude. I told.
How's that a
I said do not
Tomorrow's
mail it
Friday.
in. I said don't mail it in.
Yeah, I guess in hindsight, I could have had one ready for the end of the week, and it would have been nice. And, you know, it depends how you define when Cougar of the Week is. I was kind of looking at it as a Friday thing. It's a short week. But, you know, that's probably my bad. I could have had one ready for today. It's an end of the week thing, and today is our end of the week. So it wouldn't have been a terrible thing to go into vacation.
We did Arcade Fire. That's the last segment of the show every week. Arcade Fire. kind of a Friday thing, but today's our Friday, so do Cougar time.
Seton, why did you and McLovin pass off responsibility of Cougar to Paulie?
Oh, pejorative. I don't think that we passed off responsibility at all. I think Paulie jumped at the opportunity. I could say that I was a little bit more passive with it because I've already hijacked Cougar of the Week from Fritzy at least twice. The one time I made Dan's mom Cougar of the Week. Second time I don't actually remember who. Might have been Bonnie Bernstein. But I'm not sure. So I was sort of like, you know what, let's get somebody else get in on the Cougar action.
Yeah, Brock, I just wanted to grab it before Fritzy goes, well, you know what, I'll scrape something together for the final hour. I thought this was an opportunity for us three as a group to put something together, and we did.
Well, actually, I want to distance myself from this whole thing because I feel like deep down, people I know don't want to be called Cougars. So,
well, you know, the
I didn't want it. I wanted Paulie to take that bullet there, which he did. We would have did a great job.
The interesting part of this is that the Cougar of the Week segment is actually extremely flawed in its name, okay? A cougar is not a woman in her 40s. A cougar is a woman in her 40s who sleeps with younger men. So
and we're not saying that.
Well, we kind of are, actually, by labeling all of these women cougars, because a cougar is not just a woman in her 40s. She has to be sleeping with, she has to sort of prey on younger men. That's the whole point of being a cougar.
So should we name this segment Hot Middle-Aged Woman of the Week?
That's kind of actually what it really is, except that we're putting cougar on it. So it's not accurate at all.
What's a jaguar again? Does anyone have a precise definition?
There's a puma in there, I think.
Yeah, puma. Is that
Cheetah? 60s.
Catamount.
It's cool.
Jungle cat.
Jungle cat.
I believe it's a leopard. Well, Paulie did go into the box for a second time, which we all know couldn't be excruciating, and let us have it.
Wow. Cougar of the Week is from New York. She lives in Connecticut. She is a school teacher. She loves vacationing in Turks and Caicos and cruise vacations. She's a huge fan of the Dan Patrick Show. This time, Cougar of the Week, we're glad to welcome Jen Fritz.
Wow!
Wife of Todd Fritz.
Yeah. This is one of the rare Cougars of the Week that Fritzy would actually have a chance with.
A chance.
Not after this.
That's nice. That's necessary.
Wow, you got really mad at that, and it's true. I mean, you named some pretty big stars.
No,
like,
but there are a lot of Cougars that I would have a tough chance
You're not taking
at.
home Victoria Principal tomorrow.
I'm not.
So,
you gotta
I think
you gotta reach for what you can reach for.
But I love Paulie's read there because I love when you go and you read the Wikipedia page and like her grandparents were born in Ames, Iowa. That's the thing that nothing to do. Paulie did a good impersonation.
Literally,
of
the entire IMDb.
I also did no research on the Cougar of the Week. I did ask permission from both her and my wife. I got my wife's opinion on it. And my wife was kind of like, well, I think she will take it well because she's got a good sense of humor. Then I got a hold of Jen Fritz through a third party who I can't give out the name of, and got full approval. And if she would have said no, we would not have done it.
Yeah, and I got a text shortly thereafter because I don't think Jen appreciated. I had said something along the lines of, I had mixed emotions. Partly, hey, it's flattering. She's being honored today as Cougar of the Week. But partly, I said, all these years that I've been doing Cougar of the Week, and she heard that phrase all these years as if she's like an old woman or something like that, that I had an opportunity to make her Cougar of the Week, and I chose not to. So I did get this text. It's like, what do you mean all these years that you didn't pick me Cougar of the Week?
It's a tough area we're dealing with.
You were in a lose-lose, basically, from the minute you walked in on this one.
Girth Brooks is going home solo.
Bad spot.
Let's check out Fritzy's reaction as his divorce becomes imminent, as Jen was announced as Cougar of the Week. Todd, you said you had mixed feelings since you never thought of picking her before. What do you expect when you get home?
It's going to be rough. We're going on a long flight with the kids tomorrow across the country, and I'm hoping not to get the cold shoulder. I like to joke around and tease and kibitz on these long flights.
Oh, God.
And make small talk, even though she knows all my stories already over 14 plus years.
That's like Stryker in an airplane with the person next to him.
Yeah, she's going to be hanging herself.
Get me out of here!
I know she's not looking for. So now she has an excuse to ignore me and pretend that she's.
Brock, can I ask a serious question? If you're on a 5-hour flight, and be honest, Fritzy, if you're on a 5-hour flight with your wife, what percentage of that flight do you two spend, or do you spend talking to her?
We usually have the aisle seats across from each other, and my daughter will sit with her, my son will sit with me, vice versa. I try to engage with her, but she often pretends she's reading a magazine.
Do you think she might not be pretending, and she actually just wants to read?
She likes her space, and especially on a long flight where you're in closed quarters. I like to joke around and talk about the people that are on the plane, or create different scenarios, like what if this happens, or imagine that. Or
could you film the entire flight?
I can try to do that. She's has heard all my stories and all my jokes and everything, and she's looking forward to the flight to kind of shut it down and pretend I'm not on the plane, probably.
I worry for you. I do. Coming up, Fritzy wasn't the only one mailing it in today. We will explain after the break. Welcome back to the Box Score. Paulie, jabs were being thrown around today as you were being accused of being soft on the court yesterday by calling a bunch of ticky-tack fouls. McLovin, is that just what amateurs do?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was, if anything, it was a touch foul. Paulie watched a lot of soccer, maybe flopped. We don't know for sure. The commissioner is reviewing the tape. Unfortunately, we weren't rolling.
I got a little piece of his hand.
It's like, you know, I do play Fritzy a little. Paulie was about 23 feet from the basket, turnaround jumper, well covered. Did you need to foul him on that shot?
I probably should have. I probably should have laid off and played back. But I was trying to play tough defense while I still had a couple of breaths left in me before passing out in the 95-degree heat altogether. So I'm like, you know what? I have enough energy to move up a little bit and actually try to block a shot, or at least get in his face and make it more difficult.
Well, wait, hold on a second. Actually, I want to defend Paulie for 1 second, okay, Brock? You were actually wrong, okay? He didn't call a bunch of ticky-tack fouls. He called the only singular foul called all day. That was a ticky-tack foul. I just want to get that clear and on the record.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know what? Yeah, calling fouls during pickup basketball is pretty kind of a Bogart move, but, you know, I don't get a lot of shots off, or I don't make a lot of shots, I should say. I took a lot of shots. And he got me on the hand, and I called it, and I knew when I called him, like, ooh, that was kind of...
You got to respect the call.
But if he wouldn't have got my hand... See, to me, getting hit like in the shoulder or the head doesn't bother me, but the hand on a shot feels like an actual foul.
You got to get hammered. You got to get fouled really hard to be like, all right, dude, you got me on that one. Like, that really hurt. If this is the motion used to describe it, it doesn't count.
I can't lie to you. It was about like this.
He did this.
It was like this.
I did.
It was not that hard.
I got a nice piece of his wrist there, but it was relatively light.
You know what? I'm trying to help the team win. I can't fault me for that.
Yeah, Fritzy, you should get used to that motion. You're going to get a lot of that over the vacation. You guys also unveiled a new game on the show today called World Cup Checking. Paulie and Seton, you demonstrated it on the show. After watching it here, fans are praying they only see this once every 4 years.
No. I actually think there's going to be a big call for this. I mean, Nut Humor, we know, spikes ratings. Ask our bosses. There's a big spike, according to Sports Business Journal, at that time period of the show.
I'm not sure
I like this because you can play at home. You don't need a full-size soccer net. I'd be surprised if the kids of the country don't pick this up.
I don't think the camera quite picks up how terrifying that actually looks in real. I mean, see, you could say, but I was pretty scared. I did not get near there.
And Brock, I'll be honest, we did this yesterday, and we were doing it with the cup over. I was much more nervous of doing that than blocking Michael Strahan or anything like that, because it feels like a soccer ball is about to hit you really fast in the groin.
And then sometimes it does.
Yes.
Paulie, it was suggested that you were going to use the mask and put it on your face. You guys going to make that adjustment?
You know, maybe. I mean, that seems like kind of painful, but like, I'd rather get hit in the face with a soccer ball than the groin. I
kind of like, though, that we've sort of upped the ante here a little bit, okay? Flinch ball was nice.
2012.
Sort of, yeah, but now it feels like, all right, let's really go for it. So we've got the goalie mask, it's in front of your groin, and somebody's rifling a soccer ball at you from, I don't know, 12 feet away, kicking it hard. I like it. I'm happy about it.
Into your Netherlands region.
Well, if that game wasn't mailing it in, Paulie's brain seemed to be on vacation already as Dan went to you guys for some NFL knowledge.
Most combined receiving yards, quarterback, wide receiver.
Are my guys Andy Dalton and A.J. Green on there?
Number 2 on the list.
Brady and... No, not Brady.
Ooh. Yes, Paul.
What is Dalton Green? Dalton to Green.
That's a huge party foul.
We hit that one already?
He just said that.
Oh, I thought he was saying that wasn't.
All right. I'm sorry. I still didn't hear it. I gotta beg out that I didn't hear it again. So I'm standing by my comments.
It sucks when that happens. When you're like, because then immediately it's like, okay, so you're the guy not paying attention, and we've all gotten caught doing it, and it's not a good time.
Have you guys ever done that in a fantasy football draft? It's like the 8th round, and you're so excited to pick, and you're like, Antonio Brown. He just went 2 rounds ago.
Right.
You're like,
Brock, I was sitting there and I'm listening to them, but then I start thinking in my head, I'm like, wait a second. I'm going through them in my mind, and I didn't hear McLovin say it. And I'm like, no, this is a great answer. I was like, this is going to knock this one out. And I looked up, I said it, I was like, oh, no.
All I could think of was I was so thankful it wasn't me, because I've done that so many times.
Yeah.
I didn't need another one heading into vacation, have that replaying in my head that I wasn't paying attention, because he kills me on that many times.
McLovin, you also accused Paulie of tipping off a guest when Doug McDermott called in and conveniently mentioned his comparison to Adam Morrison.
We had a lot of different names, mostly white guys, Doug, but what's the best comparison? Aside from Wally Zerbiak, who I know you like that comparison, is there somebody else in there?
Well, I saw on the screen right after I got drafted, they were showing Adam Morrison highlights.
That's not good, though, Doug.
It's not.
No.
Yeah, I mean, they like comparing the white guys.
What screen? What, was he at home watching? This makes no sense. It sounds as if a little bird was in his ear before the interview, telling him, you know. First of all, Dan threw out Wally Zerbiak. I mean, so.
Dan tried to skew it to Wally Zerbiak, shocking after Dan was so much against my opinion last week. And then Doug McDermott correctly said the first image on the screen was Adam Morrison. I think that's just Doug having his cell phone watching this.
In the pre-call, did the words Adam Morrison come out of your mouth to Doug McDermott's ears?
Fair question.
I go, you're my favorite white player since Adam Morrison. And he said, thank you. And I said, congratulations on being a Bull. And that's, there's some other stuff said, but I don't recall. Everyone was playing ball.
You know, you can't remember everything you said in a given day.
You know, it's a busy show, juggling a lot.
So much
you land 20 planes, you don't remember what color they all are. You know, my mic happened to be off. How did that happen? Who knows?
That's witness tampering. Stay with us. After this, the Danettes put their brains to the test one last time. Welcome back to the box score. Short week in the man cave, but it's still technically the end of the week, which means we get to look back and play another edition of
Yo!
Show? What? I'll ask you about something that happened on the show. You give me the correct answer. Road buddies can share, and there are no steals. Let's begin. Oh, by the way, the producers have tried to make these extra hard to ruin your vacations. Our first question goes to the back row. Soccer announcer Ross Dyer joined the show this week and told us the hardest part about doing soccer play-by-play was what?
See, I couldn't understand a word Ross Dyer was saying.
The hardest part.
I'm
sure people can understand you.
Trying to keep up with the...
Remembering all the rules, let's say that.
Okay.
Remembering all the rules.
Wasn't remembering all of the rules.
Trying to capture the World Cup on radio. What's the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is keeping your eye on the ball. It seems a little bit crazy to talk like that, but people at home can't see what's going on, obviously, so you just have to bring that action to them.
Sorry, guys. Doc Emmerich.
I have no idea what he just said.
Keeping your eye on the ball.
Embarrassing. Let's go to the front row. Dan was attempting to do a stat of the day on this pitcher when he stumbled, went too long, and failed.
Kershaw. It was after Kershaw. I think let's go with Kershaw. Hop on Kershaw.
I don't know. Wait, Fritzy's just been telling Andrew the answer here. Yeah, go with that.
Clayton Kershaw, but I think it's after Kershaw.
Was it Kershaw?
No starting pitcher in the major leagues has been sent down to the minors more often than Jake Arrieta since 2012. That leads everybody in the major leagues over that time period.
Sorry, guys, we were looking for Cubs pitcher Jake Arrieta. Sorry. Back row, you're up. Seton brought up a band called Pierce the Veil this week because they own the rights to this product. Name it.
Oh, this I know. Enfuego hot sauce.
Nicely done.
Enfuego hot sauce.
Was it Enfuego hot sauce?
Dan, I've got bad.
There's a pretty famous...
What do you got?
There's a band
called Enfuego?
Pierce the Veil. Never heard of them. They sell Enfuego hot sauce.
Oh, come on.
Good job, guys. Back row, tearing it up. Front row, Jim Parsons told us he became a fan of tennis while watching who play in Wimbledon when he was growing up.
Boris Becker.
Was it Boris Becker?
Tennis was my gateway sport. I was very young when I first saw my first Wimbledon on TV. I'll never forget watching a very young and throwing himself around the court Boris Becker, which was just amazing. And I was kind of hooked from there on, and it's led to every other sport now.
Good job, guys. Back row, Paulie said he was having a conversation with this frequent guest, and they discussed when Dan was going to retire. Who was it?
Oh, that's a toughie.
Oh, I got this.
It's a toughie.
Landon, frequent guest?
Interesting commentary from this.
Having a conversation with a frequent
Who's
guest.
going to retire?
Oh, I know.
Who do you think it is?
Clay Travis. I'll kick the coverage.
Wow.
Oh, was it Clay Travis?
Someone asked me, when will Dan retire? I said, I don't know when.
Was this your sister?
No, it was Clay Travis. And I said, I don't know when he will do it, but he'll be on some beach on the Amalfi Coast, and you'll never hear from him.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Great job, back row.
Good job, McLovin.
This to tie front row. Vin Scully was on the show and told us he had trouble mentioning a player's tweet while he was on the air. Which player was he talking about?
Oh, I know that.
Oh, Shane Victorino?
Was it
Shane
Victorino?
I said to the audience, Shane Victorino has been twitting and sent a twit because I didn't know, and I assumed that if it's Twitter, the message itself is twit.
Oh, congratulations, 2-2. We got a tie. Awesome job, guys.
2 + 2 = 4.
Get everyone a Dodger dog. Still to come, we hear from Dan Nation as we answer your emails.
He's the worst actor I've ever seen. I cannot stand this guy. His name is Bill Pullman.
What? Bill Pullman's awesome.
Whoa! I've never heard Paul Pepps take such a strong take on anything before, ever in my entire life.
Baseball. Bill Pullman has been phoning it in for years.
What?
That guy should be embarrassed.
Welcome back to the box score. You missed DB Sweeney, who also got a mention somewhere around there. Paulie, have you calmed down enough to recognize that maybe Bill Pullman isn't the worst actor on the planet?
We're going to need more of a discussion to really get into it. But you know what? I didn't preface that by saying yesterday that I had heard over the years that he's not a fan of mine, that he may like this show, but I've heard that he thinks I suck. So I think that's where the venom came from.
Then you're justified. Well, one viewer didn't agree with you and sent in this email. Brian told us Paulie, the worst actor in the world, a.k.a. Bill Pullman, is a professor in the theater arts program at your beloved Montana State University. Maybe a school that employs such a horrible actor is not worthy of your support. Paulie, your reaction, please.
Well, I'm also a professor, and I was a C student, so I was average at being a student. I'm now a professor. He was, okay, let's give him average at being an actor. Now he's a professor, so let's call it a tie. Go Bobcats.
Well, we think you're more special than Bill Pullman, and for what it's worth, so does Dan. He reminisced about courting you guys for the show. Fritzy, does it feel like Dan is still a little peeved that you had to mull over the job offer?
I don't know if he's peeved, but he has on a number of occasions found the need to bring that up about how difficult it was with the negotiations, or that it was drawn out a lot longer than he might have liked. But and I appreciate Seton coming to my defense today about that it wasn't just that easy a decision when you're married with kids and you're with a company for many years, a big company, to make a decision like that. You know, I've always told Dan I know he's going to be successful whatever he does, but at that moment it was something that you really had to think about. But he likes to jab me a little bit that I made him, I guess, sweat a little bit as to whether I was going to be coming aboard or not.
There's this odd thing that happens, though, that when Dan sort of goes on a rant like that, it's almost like he's interrogating Fritzy. I'm not really sure why. And he's sort of like, yeah, but who said it, and who did this, and who told you that you shouldn't take this job, and all that stuff. And he doesn't really pressure any of us that way. And I'm not really sure why Dan does that, but that's why I jumped in with Fritzy, because it was like, all right, it's not really that hard to understand why he was questioning this. Frankly, everybody said it was a bad idea to go work with you. So, yeah, and Fritzy had a family to feed and provide for, so it's like, yeah, he probably should have been questioning it.
You know you're sweating all over the American flag, Fritzy.
Thanks.
Fritzy, I know you have these saved for every 4th of July, so why don't you share your fun with names with the audience?
All right, I had Red Auerbach, Sean White, Vita Blue, for Red,
God.
White, and Blue. Philippi Sparks, Matt Holliday, World Be Free, Meta World Peace, Bart Starr.
Sorry.
That's all I get?
Yeah, that's all you get, bud.
I'd rather work tomorrow than hear those.
Bake McBride, Jack Kent Cook, and Jason Grilly.
Okay, all right.
Chris Hamburger used to play for the
Fritz, you guys are off tomorrow and next week, so no guest to share. Anything good on Cinemax tonight since you'll be on the couch?
I'm looking to see if they there's something, I don't know if it's Busty Cops 3 or 4, one of those. I'm going to probably check that out. And there's there's a host of other possibilities. I may have to go rent something. I'm not sure just yet.
4.
Co-Ed Confidential, Lingerie, I think is another show they got out there.
I think. Before we go, we want to make sure your job doesn't completely slip your mind before the break. So Dan has this message for you guys before you skip town.
Come back better than you were before when you left. Gonna gear up for Sports Jeopardy. Then the NFL season's gonna start. Then it's gonna be the Super Bowl. And you got to get ready. Now we've hit the 18-mile mark in the marathon, and we got to go Kenyan on everybody, and that'll be the key. Let's go. We got to finish strong. Every day's Super Bowl, or in this case, every day's the World Cup.
How about it, Polly? What do you, hello? Guys, oh, oh my God, they left. They're gone. Woo! Boy, that's mailing it in, boys. That's mailing it in. Thanks for watching The Box Score. Set your DVRs or tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on Audience Channel 239, right here on DirecTV. Have a safe 4th.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching The Box Score. Holy cow!